every 6th day you will be subject to midterms, prepared by the board of directors. Jia Chuan Chun. A palanquin has been prepared to take you to the exam site, and only by passing the test may Jia Chun Chun retain her status as the family hierarch. My lady. But don't worry yourself over much, Mr. Wei, or rather Master Wei. You sound like you're at a funeral here. She will pass these tests with ease as long as she's been diligently taking her classes. No, I simply hope that I can survive until she returns. What do you mean you survive? It seems that Wei's rather funeral voice wasn't just out of concern for Chun Chun. Why, are you sure that you're okay? You were hurt really badly the last time I saw you. I can't escape them, even in dreams. The unfinished bundles of paperwork cascading over me like a storm, trying to bury me alive. Steel yourself, for that was not a dream at all. In fact, never have I once seen paperwork trained in the art of airwalking upon now. I must be severely sleep deprived. Looks like we're not the only one going through hell here. Of course not. Dante, paperwork is horrible. It's horrible. And you always have to work on it, otherwise it's going to get worse. Okay, so how does it look? Are they fine? Is she fine? She has a slash weakness, but we've been working on that. Has she become more powerful? Can't really say. Oh well, it's probably going to be fine. Sinclair's in top condition as well. Maybe he's allowed to join. Probably not, but maybe. I'm not really participating in this fight though, right? Pretty sure I wouldn't be able to interfere in this. But oh well. Hey! You're one of the she-boys. Do we get his full name? Xia Huasen. The guy. No longer shall he be called Xi something. We finally meet. I had hoped to fight you in the family hierarch war though. If you had run into me, then... Isn't this supposed to be a sparring match? Why does it sound like you have a personal grudge against me? Just because you were so unlucky. Oh, it's nothing. Nothing at all. Why in the world would I ever hold a grudge against you, of all people? The results of the family hierarch war couldn't be any clearer, and everyone even remotely connected to the mess has all been dragged away, and put under investigation. And hey, guess what? They had dragged away half of my family, which means more rooms for me. I should really thank you, right? Honestly, why don't you just declare war against the Xi family at this point? Wouldn't that have been much easier? And whose fault is that, huh? If your family didn't try to plot against the upcoming hierarch, none of that would have happened. But you are too blinded by your own rage to see any of that. War's not easy. It never is. What are you on about all of a sudden? It's not something that we should be talking so lightly about, even as a joke. Your family was arrested because they are under investigation for treason against Dang Yuan. If they are innocent, I'm sure they'll be released soon enough. I know it's pretty much a given that they'll all be ruled as guilty, regardless of what really has happened. You know that I can't even pay them a visit because you've hidden their cells all over Hongyuan. They're not hidden at all. All holding cells within Hongyuans have always been designed to move around in very short intervals. You know, that doesn't really seem like the kind of design that would lead people to make some unfortunate assumptions. Though I'm sure the initial purpose was to prevent any sort of escape attempts. Or for other parties to try to break them free. I recently gained a better understanding of Hongyuan's structure. So I'm planning to change our policies so that prisoners still on trial are allowed to have a fixed location instead. Really? Where did you... I was lucky enough to take a few excellent classes recently. managing to reflect upon myself a bit as well. I guess you really did change a little. Still, you better not expect me to go easy on you. I got my own things to take care of. Good. Then come on. Let's do this. Many illustrious fixers of the past have said that nothing but disparagments awaits unjust victories. Is she reciting Dawn now? Maybe she is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm just clicking Gone here. Good luck! Good luck, my little girl! You got this! He's not that bad! You have the power of rapture after all! Maximum sanity as well! Why do you start with maximum sanity here? That feels a bit unfair, but I guess they want to minimize luck dependency around here. We already have the lessons to think about, right? Imagine it gets ruined by luck itself. That would ruin the entire experience, especially considering that she has freaking stagger boss who could literally one-hit her if she makes even the slightest of mistakes. Also, 6 count. But no rapture application at all? Do you have nothing for potency? Guess not. Not even passives? One more. Raptor potency, raptor count. Offensive level. I guess that could technically work. Maybe now she can apply some potency. There's one thing that I've noticed. Of all the months that I've been playing Limbus, usually raptor count is a very rare element to have around here. Kinda feels like Limbus hates rapture at times. We have all ways to get potency and count for sinking and stuff, but rapture? No. They even destroyed my Sinclair, my beautiful talisman Sinclair. Just because it gave so much potency. But what's the point of potency if we don't have the count? Now they give us a little bit of count, but no potency. It's broke no matter how you see it. But regardless. Flying success, my girl! I'm so proud! Well, good for you. You won. Now stop giving me that look and get out of here! You lost most of your clan during the family Hayek war, didn't you? Yeah, so what? Are you calling me a penniless loser now? Yes. You little... And I'm sure that is what I look like to you too. I don't want your... Sorry. Every clan member who died in the elevation to have died for nothing. If I show weakness, that means I'm ass already making everyone who has participated in the elevation look weak as well. So I'm going to win. I'm going to win without the fertile soil that my predecessors have left behind, because their legacy was unjust nourished by the blood and tears of Hung Yuan itself. Shi Huan Sen, you are tenacious, determined, and strong of will. That must be why everyone stood by you, down to the last man. You knew my name? Oh, yes, yes she did, and she didn't even need to ask for it. I do. So what do you think? Wanna make me sing your name in glory for the remaining history of Hung Yuan? She could do it. She could. Oh! We're already in the next lesson plan? I guess we are. Okay, so the moral gets reduced by 6. Ishmael usually gets along well with Gregor, maybe. And then I'm going to add some Honglu into the mix as well, because all of them need to learn a little bit more about the expert levels or something like that. Can't really double pick them either. Does it make a difference on whether or not they are coming in a certain combination? I hope not, at least. I will see in a matter of seconds, right? Yeah, it's probably going to be fine. Oh, hey there, Ishmael! So I heard that you managed to come out on top during your first sparring match. Well, congratulations. Thanks. I gotta admit, your classes are definitely coming in handy. True. I like your attitude. Well, shall we take a look at what I have prepared for you today? Well, you're teaching about exploration, right? It's going to be an indoor class though. Yeah? Exploring. Where should I even begin? It's a very big subject. Free soloing at the top of the highest building in Hongyuan, surviving 10 days in Hongyuan Spec Street with only 3 items. I had plenty of ideas, but most of them got denied. And rightly so, because those are not things that you usually expect a Hayek to survive for. And that is when I realized something. That exploring is not always limited to adventures in the physical space. A few weeks ago. So I'm just here to fill in, since this game needs a certain numbers of players. But really? Can you really call this a tabletop game and D&D? Oh yes, girl! This is perfect! Yet in games of make-believes, any semblance can be made as real as one wants. What a move! How nice! I'm gonna roll for damage then. Oh god, young Ishmael! Thou hast absolutely pummeled the gorgeous beast into thy firebolt spell, rendering it most crisp indeed! It was a formidable foe. That was a wonderful execution, Miss Ishmael. Huh? Really? Well then, as my next move. And that is how you came up with this? I have played a few other games as well, but this is new for me too. I'm still pretty new in general in this, I guess. This is called Jiangchu's Journey, or GNG. It's a popular game amongst Hongyuan's youth. It's got generally positive reviews as well. What Ishmael so proudly presented before everyone appears to be a board game with numerous cards and miniature figures. Okay, and what does this huge pile of papers have to do with explorations then? Rule number 1. The most experienced player amongst those gathered becomes the JM. The Game Master? Yeah, the Journey Master. The Journal Master designed the story around the player's choices, set the stage for what happens next, and generally helps guide the explorers to safest arrival at their goals. That is why the most experienced player takes this role. Which would be me at this point. Wisdom, strength, okay, each character seems to have these things called stats. Oh look! It looks like we have to pick some set of pre-made characters, and I suppose I'm going to play this character's role then? Sinclair and Chin picked up their cards with confusion clear in their eyes. You arrive at a great city of Smoke Cloud, a place known to be the gathering hub of all kinds of influenced people. You traveled here in search of let's just say a legendary treasure called the Sword of the Farland. The city of Yun, huh? Okay, that's cool. So why are we looking for that sword again? Well, it's because... So there's this legend in Hongyuan about the sword of... Right, the Tian sword is the only way to quell the chaos of these lands and bring peace to its people. And also about how having that sword is proof of the true leader of these lands. And so on and so forth, you know? She's not an expert yet. Give her some slacks. Ishmael was stuttering and stammering through the introduction without her usual confidence. I see. So the city is called Shanchun, must be in a lot of trouble too. Seemingly affected by the oddly familiar setting of the story, Jit Chun nodded solemnly without noticing Ishmael stumbling through the introduction. Well, you know how it is. The point is, you guys need to find that sword. Then I will claim the Tiang sword, no matter what it costs me. Jit Chun nods with determination. And the game begins! Working with Sinclair to come up with creative solution to all kinds of trial that we face in our adventure. Okay, a lot of courage. That's good. From the rumors that you've gathered, it seems that the Kensan Keep might have heard of the whereabouts of that sword. What shall you do? I guess we can just walk up to it, chat him up and try to gain his trust. Are you sure about that? Remember, your wisdom is extremely low right now, which means that you will find it hard to form even the simplest of sentences. What if I found a different way to gain the Kensan that keeps trust? It doesn't really involve sweet-talking him. I do have a bit of strength, right? Which should give me access to certain alternative methods of persuasion. That doesn't really require the skill of speech, right? Hold on, are you trying to threaten him? I'll try to convince the Kessup instead. I think I've got a decent chance at this. My wisdom is pretty high. And you passed the check. The Kensan Keep looks at you, having lowered his guard. Oh, but not you, Sinclair. He's still pretty wary of you. Okay then, I guess I should stand in the corner over there, unsheathing my weapon and play around it with a bit. That is what they expect me to do anyways, isn't it? Oh no, it's becoming the cold-blooded killer of the group. You're just role-playing Heathcliff now, aren't you? Maybe? The Kensan Keep shares some information about the sword that he've heard. He explained that the party should seek northeast, towards Cloud Rise Mountain. But what is this? Tears begin to well in the Kensan Keep's eye as he continues to explain. Apparently, a patrolling guard beat his son pretty badly. Just for loitering around the guard, the wound is pretty severe, so he needs medicine. But he can't find, or rather seem to find any. Oh no. Well, that's too bad. But we've got a job to do. Since we have what we came here for, we'll leave the Kensa. Well, they say that GMs aren't supposed to interfere with the player's choice, but let's be honest, I would have made the same choice. You can't stop and help out every little side quest when there's a whole lot of adventure to go through. It's true, I guess. No, we're not leaving. I'm going to get him the medicine. What? After a few turns of various trials and tribulation for Sinclair, the Kensan Keep's son, who fortunately was able to recover, hears your story and hesitantly shares what he knows. You realize that he's talking about the fairy Yao Gui, the guardian of the Tiang sword. He explained that the fairy's power grows under bright moonlight. Hold on! Isn't it full moon right now? Then we should wait until the sky is overcast. Hearing that, the innkeeper's son takes a quick look at the clouds, then tells you that it might be raining in about a week. Well, I guess I'm glad that we helped him out after all. Yeah. Let's make sure that we prepare before we go, otherwise that encounter would have went horrible for you guys. We're gonna have to roll 15 or higher to hit. And no, I'm focusing here. Hey, I rolled a 16! With a final singular strike from Jit Chun, the fairy Yao Gui finally falls to the ground, defeated. Yes! The Tian sword is ours! Excited, the party runs up to the sword, embedded deep into the earth, and grabbed enthusiastically upon the hilt. And with this, we can... However, the defeated fairy, Howard Guy, who the party assumed was dead, suddenly jumped to its feet and lunged at Jit Chun, who just pulled a sword from the ground. No! I quickly get between them and the monster. But if that crits, it's going to be pretty deadly, even for you. Let's see if you can make the evasion save. 1. Another 1. Nope. That's a critical fail. That's fine. Is it? Sinclair falls to the ground, bleeding profusely from the gaping wounds. The young wild lies still as well, the final vestige of its strength completely drained. Sinclair! Go on without me. Take that sword and go down the village. Become the leader that I need. That sword as the proof. Oh. No! The sword wouldn't mean anything without your adventuring body. I'm going to bandage Sinclair up and carry him with me. I won't leave him behind and descend the mountain all on my own. Wait, if that is your choice, then... Yeah, the bleeding stopped as soon as you wrap him up. And, he's just that sturdy, you know? That strike would have killed pretty much anyone. But you know how healthy he is. Did he get saved? On your feet, Sinclair. We're going out of here together. Grab onto my shoulder. That's it. Step by step. Hey, Xing-Chun, look over there. Everyone that we'd helped and saved on our journey came out to welcome us home. You're right. If it weren't for you, Sinclair, I never would have stopped and talked to every single one of those villagers and heard all of their trouble. The sword was only a symbol all along. All of our efforts and experience that we've gained in our journey for the sword were what taught me how to be a good leader, and not the sword itself. You're right. The real success of the adventure was everyone's effort along the way. I feel like the game overtook the class at some point. Yeah, but it was certainly a good lesson. And now some poison training, because this is really important. One more lesson and he's going to become an expert. Same goes for Gregor. Do we have any sort of combos though? Don't really seem to be the case. That's a bit of a shame. Offensive level up. Crimson Phoenix skill improved. Another level? Okay. Okay, so Yiseng is a master now. And you can't get higher than master. So I should probably try to train the others as well. And Saude has been added. And Saude gets along really, really well with... I don't know. But considering that he's going to give us morals, should have probably not went for Don. Okay. How about Faust and Ishmael? Yeah, let's try that. That's probably going to be good. Maybe. In regards to every activity involving of unnecessary emotion and personal judgment is to be wasteful. I'm gonna need you to elaborate on that. Then I will share an exception from Sinclair's exchange with the manager 32 days ago, beginning with this quote. Wait, 32 days ago? What? Excuse me, Dante? I'm sorry that you have to ask you this, but most of us are fatally wounded, so can you please turn the clock just one more time? End quote. Unnecessary interjection weights down your request. Oh wow, well that was not bad! Did I really stutter that badly back then? It's a waste of time to involve emotion when delivering unfavorable news. That same message could have been delivered with merely 2 words. We failed. Let us commence field practice instead. Do not ask me a single question for the next 5 minutes. Well, okay, sure. Seems easy enough. Huh? Suddenly, Saude let out a cry as he clutched his chest, then fell to the floor. No! Sinclair! Are you okay? Are you kidding me? You broke the rule in 2 seconds! And I break the rule as well! Why are you asking questions? eyes snapped open. Task failed. 5 minutes has not been passed. Oh god. You're cheating! This reminds me. On the incident that Sinclair has so desperately wished to hide. Which incident? The one who wished for what? Despite your belief that no one would ever find out your secret, there was one person who got to the bottom of the incident. What are you doing, Saude? Come on, just what did you see? Failed again. You are not supposed to ask questions, Sinclair! Just don't ask questions! God damn it! And there is a combo. Ishmael and Saude. Oh, that's cool. Every stat +1. Oh, there's another combo with Faust. Okay, this is a perfect combo with the trio. And now it's going to be saved as well. Okay, lovely to see. Lovely to see. And it gives us a lot of courage and wisdom, right? Maybe I should go for this again. Skill improvement. Max speed. Ooh. Very interesting that Saude starts on expert right away, though. Okay. Slash resistance is higher. Otis is next. Okay, so Otis gets along well with Gregor, probably. How about a little more Ishmael into the mix as well? Yeah, that seems like a good plan. For sure. Attention! Even though I'm pretty sure Otis would probably like Saude more. Because they both like a good training session. Today's lesson will cover intelligent acquaintance. In other words, men, you will learn how to gain information from people. But hey, I'm pretty good at that already. You just have to turn them to your side. By being generous with spending, by setting a good example as your superior, they'll eventually just open up to you. Foolishness! Huh? That is among the worst strategies that I've ever had the displeasure of hearing about. Do you not see how wasteful it is to spend a limited military budget or something like that? How wasteful it is to spend so much precious time trying to bother them over? The most efficient means of obtaining intelligence is torture. No. Torture? I say that's probably the worst tragedy that I've ever heard the displeasure of hearing. I would rather not waste my clan's strength on something so utterly useless like that. Besides, if you end up accidentally killing them, then... foolish. Just foolish. Jeez, can you please stop saying that word? How simplistic. So disappointing. Your imagination falls short. Is that all that you can think of when you hear the word torture? Then, this unit. This isn't exactly a military unit here. Then this Hongyuan may indeed be beyond your abilities to lead. Huh? Well, I'm waiting. Get on with your lesson then. The mention of Hongyuan seemed to put Chin Chun in a thoughtful mood, as she stopped arguing and began focusing on the class instead. The most effective method of torture isn't physical. Thinking like waterboarding, electrocution are all inferior. Today, you will learn the torture of language. With this method, you will always find the answer that you want. Use speechcraft to entrap their mind, slowly constructing around them. Okay? And let them take brief sighs of relief every time that they give you an answer. That, cadet, is why you will be learning today. So, to your positions, cadets! This kinda looks like physical training though. It does boost our morale though. Oh! Ishmael and Otis get along quite nicely. that's good. I guess we don't really need to go for a moral boost then. Huh. A lot of young. Courage. Did he get a level up? No, he still is far away from the master title. At the very least, we get even more courage. That's very important. Balance is always important to have. And this is going to give us even more courage. Okay, now we need to work a little bit more on our wisdom. Our Ren is already really high. I need to balance that out a bit better. Crimson Strike, Crimson Phoenix second form. Okay. Well, she's in top morale, so the fight should be going well. Probably. Oh, please beat him up really badly. Teach him a lesson. You can't just use your guys as meat shields. So, I've heard that you've defeated Shi Hua Sen. You would do best not to let that get to your head now. It's always been our family's greatest shame. Hey, watch yourself. Have you learned not to underestimate the family's underdog? What now? Oh, you don't know? You see, I managed to talk Shi Han Sen into... you know what? What? No, it can't be. You cannot have spilled the beans on my parents. My mans are already on their way. But how did you know that I was blocking 32? I barely managed to get them into a hiding spot there and... What did you do? Are you already using Otis techniques? God damn it, dude. So it was block 32, I see. Did you just... I did. It was a lot easier than during my classes. I've heard stories about how you've changed. I didn't know you had changed into such a heartless woman. Well, sometimes you need to be heartless in order to get through those guys. Say something, damn it! Don't just stand there completely expressionless and... Well, I see. You won't be shaken by silly little things like this. Is that it? It may be befitting the seat of the Hayek then. However, a leader who responds with silence to the inferiors, a leader who considers them only disposable tools, is bound to rot. I, Shi Sing, refuse to let someone so unqualified, such as yourself, retain these powers. She's trying to teach you a lesson here. You've yet to earn your right to speak, you know? Oh well then. Oh no, she doesn't start with 45 sanity? And then again, I guess she's probably going to be fine. Let's be serious. Look at her go! She now applies burn! Burn! A lot of stacks though. Almost no potency. That's not good. Is that another issue that she has? Another lack of potency? Does she only come with count and nothing else? Oh, we need to fix that, my girl. What's the point of having count if the damage boost stays on 1 all the time? But then again, I guess you get additional boosts from having the high counts on your enemies. But still, imagine how like 5 additional points, how much damage 5 additional points would do. She has so many multi-coin target hits. It would be glorious. But then again, at a later point of time, she's going to have the Heishes as well. So in that regard, she doesn't really have to worry about potency. Faust, Heisho Faust is probably going to take care of that without any sort of issue, right? For sure. Now, could you maybe get the stagger soon? It actually deals a lot of damage against you because of those unbreakables. Ah, there we go. I was about to say. Would hate to see you getting staggered now. Especially since I can't tell you to use avoid against them. A couple of avoid dices would absolutely destroy that guy. Damn it! I was so close! Did you ever really take the time to think about what might have happened if Big Sister Chun Chun actually gained control of Hong Yuan? Sure, it's gonna be all buddy-buddy at first. She's going to acknowledge the authority of the board directors, butter you up, and compensate you for all of your efforts. But soon, you're going to see people from other nests coming in here and taking up administrative position under the guise of advisors. And it's the small families and clans that are going to suffer first. And when that time comes, I bet you'll be saying the same thing then. I was so close. It's going to be a while before the other members of your families are let go. You know this already. They committed treason, thinking that they could just piggyback off Big Sister Zhuang's forces, when in reality, she had already discarded them, even before it even began. She made sure that nothing about this treason is going to stick to her. Mother, Father. Now, let's think about this carefully, about Jie Chun's vision for Dang Yuan. Will it be more H Corp or Q Corp instead? I see the point that you're trying to make. But you've not given us any reason to trust you either. What guarantee do I have that you won't just toss us aside when we are no longer of use to you? So about that hiding place where you put your parents, you just accidentally let slip. I know that whereabout for a while now, actually. My Heishas has identified the location long ago, but I didn't really do anything because there weren't actual evidence that pointed to your parents' involvements. Is that true? Just how low is your opinion of the hierarch? Big Sister Chun made a big show of her own influence at the assembly, but I still have a tight control over the Heishas of the family himself. But I thought you were arresting every member of the Shi family, without even questioning them a little. What was it again? The leaders must take good care of those who are in the same boat as them, right? Why would any hire go around arresting innocent people of H Corp, left and right, unnecessarily making more evidence for them, or rather, enemies for themselves? I sure don't plan on doing that. She needs to convince them, one at a time. Ah, Ryoshu! Well, I already know that I can put Sinclair in there. Okay, well, wait. Ryoshu is a master craftsman. Honglu likes art. Morals go down by 8. Do they need a moral boost? Probably not. In that case, I'm gonna give you more wisdom instead. Yeah, sure. Let's try it out. Okay, TKTD VK. You understand? Teaching kids to deal with kids, she said. Thank you, Sinclair. Without you, this lesson would be impossible. Looks like your manager's not the only one who needs a translator here. I would have liked to teach a particularly bloody art class, but that AL black hair discarded all of my lesson plans. Yeah, no, I don't really think our lesson plans would have flowed even if CeeLo wasn't there. Art, lesson, or otherwise. Well, I guess in today's class, I'll think if you are UA? What? But I'll scan if you're UC. Okay? I'll snap your neck completely if you're unruly adults. But I'll soothe and coax and nurture you if you're unruly children's? Did you guys rehearse this or something? I'm getting pranked here right now, right? No, not at all. Just listen carefully. Eventually the context and there you have it. I guess at some point you just learn to decode it. What context? Those are just letters! What context was I supposed to elaborate on this? Let the art do the talk instead. MTL, kids. Yeah. There's much to learn. Class is about to begin. Bring the class materials, attendant. Oh! Tyrion! And is that a child? Upon the vulnerable family Hayek's order, I have brought a child from the Wang family. Why is Tyrion— No, wait, what? You brought a who from a what family? Too many traveling restrictions are around here, so I borrowed a rich kid's attendant. You've been bringing her along to get you to places, I see. No, I mean just, what do you mean that you brought that kid on your orders for? Ryosha snuffed out her cigarette, opened the window to clear out the smoke, dusted off her clothes a few times, and only then brought the child to the elevated platform in front of the class. The kid's kinda trembling, anxiously looking. I extend my greetings to the vulnerable Hayek. That kid is scared out of its mind. Memories of childhood are important. They're experiences that shape our future. Observe and learn. What's up with you acting serious all of a sudden? Though I do agree that childhood memories are important, that my memories with Big Brother by you are what, anyways, move on. You had nothing. The point is, I think becoming approachable to kids here might help prevent a lot of potential future conflicts? But you've got your work cut out for you. Children of Dang Yuans are extremely wary of anyone who's not their immediate family because of all the assassination attempts. Even worse, you pretty much tricked that kid here using my name. He must be terrified, and I imagine his parents must be giving him a whole lot of warnings too. I'll give you a demonstration. Behold. Oh! Of course, she's good with children's. Hey, they get along just fine, honey! Omnis Artist Viewpoints. 50% to all stat gains. Oh my god, good. A flawless class. 33 Ren, 49 Ren. Wait, why is Sinclair growing faster? They should be equal. Huh? Wait, he's taking a liking to her. Yeah, we wouldn't have stopped crying when we tried to get him to calm down, but now? And besides, what's he even doing that with her hands? Not even master of martial arts move like that. Ryosha was practically giving him no time for any other distraction, or even a moment to cry. She was taking care of that kid almost effortlessly. She was employing all kinds of tactics, including but not limited to ventric what? Konsu? Traditional Hongyu toy? Fan tricks, sugary fruits, and eventually... Don't pull too hard now. The child ended up piggybacking on Ryosha's back. The fear that he showed earlier has gone without a trace. Never would I have imagined that Ryosha would be that good at this. This is neat. And with the exact same expression as a usual one, Ryosha was gently caressing the child. Well, to be more exact, she was giving him a gentle pat. But wait, I think I get it. Showering kids with tasty stuff and gifts isn't the best way to go about it. What's important is to helping them understand just what kind of person I am. Yeah, the kid really was on edge for his age. I'd start to make some purpose, but whenever he suspected that I was lying or something, he immediately got back to being on guard. It's also because he's a Dang Yuan kid. Kids don't really survive this place for long if they're not quick on the uptake. Vulnerable Hayek, may I ask you something? Well, ask free. I gotta tell you, it's going to depend on what you're going to ask, whether I can help you or not, though. Wrong move, Rookie Hayek. Why say all that when TVDT? You don't get the immaculance of secting apparatus. Yeah, I guess the child wouldn't really be able to take all of that in. It's too young. It's too young! Ryosha grabbed the child's shoulder, brought him closer to Jia Chun, then, in her usual crudeness, spoke precisely 2 words to the confused child. And that seemed to do the trick. Speak. It's Big Sister said that when the family hayak was over, I could finally play tons with my friends. But the parents told him to stay inside because it's so dangerous outside. My cousin said that you're the biggest of the baddest of Hong Yuan, vulnerable hayak. So I wanted to ask if you can make Hong Yuan safe again. I want to go back to playing with my friends. Oh, I gotcha. I have viewed the suggestion positively. She said that she's totally going to make it happen. Sometimes later, after Jiren guided the child out of the classroom, I found Jia Chu whisper something to herself. You got a lot on your plate there, huh? Dealing with reconstruction days is just one of them now. I was going to try to improve the safety of this place anyways, whether he asked of me or not. Safe enough for kids, like that, to run around the market all on his own. A place where he doesn't have to be afraid to go outside anymore. Or of getting pricked by a branch. Anyways, more lessons! Let's see that she's going to catch up to Sinclair again. Yeah. Seems to be going well. He still has a 10-point lead though. Oh well, it's fine, right? It's probably fine. And apparently his Faust teaching is pretty much the same for both of them. There you go. Another expert. Courage is almost 300. It's still lacking. Ren is getting increased so rapidly around here. Oh, I shouldn't have boost morals. But it's fine. Okay, so she's a gambler. Gamblers usually get along well with their husbands, which is more wisdom. I just need more wisdom. The best wisdom is usually Faust. Maybe I should just add more Honglu into this? Is Faust a good combination for them? They just want to have fun. Then again, the smoke bodies usually get along really, really well, but this is just going to give us more Rin instead. We already have Rin because of Gregor. But then again, I'm just going to try it out in order to see if there's a combo there. You know something? Everyone's communicating with their eyes, even before they talk. So you better pay attention to what their eyes are saying. Of course, we are playing Mahjong here. Great, that's really great, but I don't know. It just kind of feels like an oddly specific subject to be talking about, especially when we're just sitting around a gambling table. Sinclair. Given the time limit, this just happens to be the fastest and clearest methods of demonstrating and training your abilities to control your emotion at all times. I swear, I had no sorts of ulterior motives here. I was particularly forced to play this game. Oh hey, Ray! Stop glaring at us like that and join our table. I'm only briefly visiting my lady to pick up more of those paperworks, as there's still much work to be done. I'll be leaving in no time. Oh, come on, guy. You know this game is gonna be a 4-player game. I refuse the invitation. I must say, it's ridiculous for you to force my lady to participate in such a base activity. And what audacity to invite me here as well. Oh, come on now. So you think you don't have a chance, huh? Wow, and here I thought you had at least be better than me in this game. Fine, I get it. Don't play a game that you have a snowball chance in hell of winning. It's a good philosophy at least. I would subscribe to that. You seriously think that your shallow, obvious attempt to goading me into playing this game will work? What? Sorry, Scrub said what? Well, so much for that! Vi has joined the table. Alright, the lesson's pretty straightforward then. You three work together to ensure that I don't win this game. In other words, make sure that I'm not number one by the end of it. Well, that seems easy enough. But be warned, I have the special power to read into your mind without hearing even a word of your mouth. Let me give you a demonstration. Let's see. Sinclair, I can see the corner of your lips twitching while your eyes are suspiciously wandering over there. You're looking for a form peng, aren't you? Huh? And Chinchon, you. Uh-oh. No. She's reading your eyes. And your facial expression. Your poker face. You want this dung tile that I've got. Now I know to never ever discard this tile. Unless I'm forced to. How do you know this? Honestly, it would have been tough enough for us to not know. You can let yourself be anxious, sure, but don't ever, ever let it peek through. The moment someone smells your weakness, they're going to eat you right up. And where you... Oh. Using the glint of your glasses to hide your eyes, I see. This isn't going to be easy. Your greatest mistake tonight was allowing me to have a seat on this table. I already know the ready hand if you've got there as well. Oh, you do know. Not bad. But you're just as much of an open book, my guy. You just need that one song tile, don't you? Sorry, not sorry. You're not getting that tile, cause it's not there. Oh god! It's on, guy! Gang! I see, so you call gang melt so you can claim the song, which was the rearmost tile, didn't you? Does that by any chance imply that you somehow know the location of every tile in this game? Nah, no way. I just have the sixth sense for bad vibes at all. Very well then. Never once did I think that I would ever step back into this dark world of shadows. But... very well. Then I'll be setting this hooah aside and... I'm impressed. They're way too intense here. I can hardly get involved at all. Guys, isn't this supposed to be a class for us? Shh, my lady. The importance of this moment could not be overstated here. It's for your honor and his own. Okay. I see. Popping out your ready hand, didn't you? What do you think? 3 hooah. Tides in a row, huh? I see that you have some innate luck too. Very well then. I have to wait at all on this one seat. Wait, I won! Hooah! Hooah! That's a Chin Chao Liu hand. Yeah, your downfall was written the moment you forced me to discard the song. Oh damn! I lost that? Well played. Did you see that, my lady? Hooah! I apologize for that vulgar display. I'll bring some tea. Wei victoriously stumbled out of the room with his shoulders slumped. Oh, I just want some fun. After all that paperwork, it's definitely deserved a break.